as 𝙍𝙞𝙩𝙪𝘼𝙧𝙩 manages to save the ball from Barou's shot attempt, giving a chance for Bastard to counterattack against the Ubers, we see him throw the ball right to Isagi's feet. As we see Isagi, Yukimiya, and Noel Noah all charging forth past the Ubers, saying that it's time for a rapid raid, Isagi states that because the Ubers put too many of their players on the offense, they're spread thin, so this is their chance to score with their counterattack. As they're running up the field, we see Isagi pass the ball to Noah, as he then proceeds to get by two Ubers players with absolute ease as usual as the #1 striker that he is, but that's when we see Aiku manage to tackle him, but Noah manages to send the ball to Isagi before he goes down. As Bastard now has the advantage on this play, Isagi thanks Noah as he made sure that they had the ball and that it's up to him and Yukimiya to complete the attack. As Isagi makes a pass to Yukimiya, assessing the field, we see Isagi run past Aryu so that they can get by their defense. And as Isagi tells Yukimiya to feel it and pass it to him as he's through their defense, that is when Yukimiya sends a lob pass to Isagi. Igaguri says that it's perfect, but Hiyori says otherwise since the ball is up in the air. Isagi wanted a fast ground pass to his feet, being a lob is too slow, but it's already too late, because at this level of play that they're up against, even half a second of a misalignment is a mistake, as we see Mark Snuffy swoop in to shut down their play and header the ball away. Isagi says that his goal vision was dead on, but he was one step short, because to outread someone with a world-class football IQ, he needs a partner who sees the same visualizations that he does, as we see Hiyori say that he was able to see the same play that Isagi wanted to do. After Snuffy stops Bastard's offense by interfering between the lob pass Yukimiya had sent Isagi after not being able to see the same visualizations of the field as him, Ubers has the ball for a third time as they begin their counterattack. Isagi is frustrated at this because after all he did as a desperate struggle to get the ball, it was all taken away from him in an instant, and that now due to their perfect coordination, Ubers is launching their third wave of attack onto Bastard. Isagi wants to stop them, but doubts if he's able to. All he's able to do while running up and down the field is think. While it's clear to him what kind of level Ubers is on, from their ball keeping ability, to their countering, to their ability to switch between defense and offense are all top notch. But Isagi is sure that in that moment where he had the ball, his imagination was superior to the Ubers, and he would have scored the goal if Yukimiya and him were on the same level. But he then says that that thinking is naive, and that none of it matters anymore because if he can't prove it with goals, he's just worthless as a striker. No matter how amazing his ideas are, he has to materialize them into reality, and that he needs to prove them, otherwise his ideas are just nonsense. Isagi states that he needs to embody his ideas like his life depends on it, and once he gets the ball again, he's going to show his imagination to the world. As we see Lorenzo with the ball keeping it away from Kaiser, we see him pass the ball to Aiku with him passing it right back to him. As Raichi sees that none of them are in position, Isagi's running, saying that he's going to crush Ubers with his eyes and brain. As he assesses everyone's position and sees that Nico is free, as Lorenzo passes the ball, we see Isagi quickly figure out that the finisher of their play is Barou. As Barou is now in possession of the ball with the rest of the Ubers around him to swarm him to confuse 𝙍𝙑𝙪𝘼, as he says that he can't really see him, questioning when he'll shoot, we see Isagi right by Barou saying that he can see him plain as day from behind him, as he knows Barou won't shoot the ball yet as he's obeying the philosophy of the Ubers, and that he's sure that he'll make it in time to stop him. Ubers are playing correctly for a win from a logical standpoint, but that isn't the top level football that Isagi can visualize. Isagi says that the Ubers is a mindless team that just moves accordingly to whatever Snuffy says is right, questioning how someone so domesticated in this type of environment can become the world's best striker. As Isagi says to Barou that he's become completely boring as he proceeds to try and block the shot with his leg, that's when Barou puts his foot down and stops the ball, feinting Isagi in the end. As the rest of the Uber players like Aiku, Nico, and Lorenzo are completely shocked being that wasn't a part of the design plan, Isagi questions if Barou understood his metavision moves, but that's when we see Barou say to Snuffy that if he had made the shot according to his design, then he would have been blocked, asking Snuffy how many times does he plan to shame him like this. Isagi notices that something is different with Barou, and that instead of following the team design, he made stopping him his top priority. Barou continues on reciting what Snuffy told him, and that if he works under his philosophy, then he'll be able to become the king, and if he fails, then he'll take responsibility. But Snuffy says that what he's saying is right, but as of right now, his value is of 100 million yen, asking Barou if he's got a problem with that, to where Barou replies with that he's gotten stopped by Isagi 4 times in this match, so he's submitting his letter of resignation due to unfair labor practices. As this takes Snuffy and Lorenzo by surprise, Isagi is shocked to see that Barou's ego has not died yet, as Barou says that he's sick of this stupid work Snuffy has given him. We then cut to Snuffy's backstory with him and his friend Mick in the car, with him saying that he doesn't want to become a boring adult that says things along the lines of "things were amazing back then" or "quit dreaming." As Snuffy says to Mick that the world is theirs, Mick says that they're the best, and that if he can't become the king of football, then he'd rather die. As we see Barou charging towards Bastard's net with the ball, Aiku, Nico, and even Drago question what Barou's plan is, to where he calls them all brain-dead morons, and that ever since he accepted Snuffy's work, he's been dying to smash up the team as he hits a rainbow flick over Ness. If he could steal Snuffy's techniques, then everything else would be trash, and now that he's stolen the Predator Eye from Snuffy, he doesn't need the team that he's made for him anymore. As Ubers says that Barou is being crazy right now, we see Bastard try to take the opportunity to steal the ball from them. Snuffy asks Barou if he's trying to deny him, to where Barou replies with that he is, and that even with the team he designed for him, it isn't enough to surpass and crush Isagi. As he passes the ball to Aiku before Grim and Kunigami can get it, Barou tells them to follow him. Aiku understands the agenda as he tells the team to reform their attack, passing the ball to Nico. As Nico says that he didn't hear about this pattern, that's when Aiku says that they'll come up with a pattern using countless tactics that Snuffy drilled into their heads. As Ubers has no choice but to follow this improv plan, Isagi sees that the once disciplined team that Snuffy created has completely been usurped by Barou. As Bastard starts to freak out, we see Noah on Snuffy asking him how does it feel to be bitten by his own dogs, but that's when we see Snuffy grinning as he can't help but agree that this is amazing. Snuffy then taunts Barou, telling him to show him what he can do and to use the team he's built for him to surpass his own designs. As we see Ubers passing the ball around, Barou tells Snuffy to shut it, admitting that the team he's built for him is definitely outstanding and that it's probably the best environment for a mediocre football player, but it doesn't have enough despair for him to thrive on. When he lost to Isagi in the second selection, he despaired from the bottom of his heart at his own weakness, and that's how he was able to change as he crawled his way back up. But he can't live for a guaranteed future that Snuffy provides for the Ubers. And to hold the hope in being the world's best player, he needs the equal amount of despair on the other side of the scale to weigh it out. He understands that if he fails, then the entire world will laugh at him, and his life will fall into pieces. And that only that glory with that type of risk of despair is enough to make his soul tremble. Isagi says that Barou has completely gone off the deep end, questioning if he's been planning all along to create a moment like this from the start of the match. On this high-level world-class stage, his ideas are swallowing up everything else. Though Isagi imagined doing something like this, Barou is actively trying to make it happen. But Isagi says that he won't let it happen, as he tries to assess the play, as it looks like Barou is within his shooting range and is about to shoot the ball, but that is when we see both Isagi and Kaiser step up to stop the King of Villains, as he says that Barou is the one person he'll never want to lose to, but Barou has been waiting for him, to where Isagi says that he'll crush him. Isagi says that Barou has only 2 options if he wants to make the shot from where he is, being either on the near side or the far side of them. Either way, Gagamaru is ready, and if he knows when the shot will be made, he can react in time to make that split-second save like he did earlier on in this match. And not only that, but Kaiser is there with him. So if Barou shoots on the far side, he can block it, and if he shoots on the near side, then Kaiser will be able to stop it. And once they do that, in that tiny opening, they'll be able to crush him. As Barou dashes towards the far side of them trying to get around them, Snuffy asks Barou what's wrong, continuing to taunt him, saying that his ego alone won't get him anywhere. Barou acknowledges this, saying that he knows, being that Blue Lock has already beaten that lesson into them enough, but he still wants it. If he wants to change the world and to live the life in his own way, he'll have to blaze a trail with his own strength. Isagi sees that he isn't moving to maneuver past them and that he's just repositioning himself, noticing that he's about to make a shot. As Isagi is still trying to figure it out if he's going to shoot on the near or far side, that's when Barou says that he doesn't live for some predetermined future by others and that he'll become the king while still being an unruly brat. But in the future, if he still isn't able to become the best player in the world after all of this, then he'll die honorably. As we get multiple beautiful spread panels, as we see Barou choose neither the near or far side, and that he shot between both Isagi and Kaiser's legs, aiming for the place where Kaiser and him would overlap, calling it an unreadable nutmeg. As Gagamaru doubts he'll be able to save the ball, Aiku sees that this wasn't in their design plan, calling it a total gamble shot. As the ball is going towards Snuffy and Noah, Barou tells them to move it, as he says that his future is up ahead. As Snuffy is impressed with Barou, we see Snuffy hold back Noah from stopping the ball from going into the net. As we are met with another beautiful panel as the ball flies straight into the net. As everyone on the Ubers is insanely hyped by Barou's equalizing goal, we see Snuffy congratulate him on that goal and that he managed to one-up him in that moment. That goal wasn't in his designs at all, so it was a win for him as well as his ego. As Barou tells him that he doesn't need his praise, he says that his work with him is over and that he's going to say this as a lone football player, as he questions his plans in the future of winning the 5 major leagues, fulfilling his dead friend's dream, and then retiring in the end without any regrets, stating that he won't let a second-rate striker run off with a trophy like that, as long as he's on the field at least, and he demands that Snuffy withdraws his retirement as they haven't settled things between them yet. As everyone is shocked, we see Snuffy walk towards Barou as he recalls what his friend Mick said at the end, as he now feels like he can try believing in it now. And until he's dead, he'll be a shitty brat with dreams too, as he tells Barou that he'll continue his services, as he states that he is the best in the world. As all of Ubers are happy to hear that Snuffy isn't retiring, that's when Barou tells Isagi that now, since the game is 2-2, it's time for them to settle things. Hey guys, DarkheroJosh here, and that was the moment where Barou Shouei became the king of the Italy Ubers. I wanted to specifically get this video out before Barou's goal in the U20 being animated this Saturday, so by the time this video comes out, then that episode should be the day after. Anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video, then please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and comment down below what other things Blue Lock do you guys want to see me talk about on the channel next. And without further ado, I hope you guys do have a great day, and see ya.